want to start by saying I hope you enjoyed Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or anything you celebrated during the holidays, and I hope it was a happy new year for everyone. Uh, I mentioned a couple videos that are going to get released, this one as well. I had some technical issues, so right now I had to use tool my tablet to do the recording, and that wasn't in my original plans. So, uh, but we're getting that fixed. So today is Martin Luther King Day, and after the craziness of 2020 and all the race-related situations from then to now, if you don't know, Dr. Martin Luther King, he was a fighter for civil rights. He has many times where he talks about the plight of the African American, but he also talked about unity. And one of the things that I think people sometimes forget, like he talked about the bootstrap argument, for example, where they're like, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And he's like, well, it's ignorant if the people don't have bootstraps. You freed the slaves in 1863, but you gave them no land. You gave them nothing. So you're like, you're free, but you can starve. And it was this wonderful, just quick interview where he talks about the plight of a black person. And I think that's where people are talking about where black people have a lot of things coming up with the things because wealthy usually have land. But even with that and how insightful that was, he never tried to go, well, and that's why I did he was like, no, the best thing is basically everybody to be equal. Everyone have the equal opportunity, which is what America is truly based on. It's supposed to be the equal opportunity for everyone. So if I go for a job, you go for a job, someone else goes for a job, we all have the shot. Doesn't always happen that way, but we're trying to do the best. And that's what he looked for. So I actually, and every year I do this, I watch the I Have a Dream speech. And it got me thinking about his message. And it also reminded me when I remember back in school, I had a teacher, but I remember the first teacher asked us, they did this, and it was an English teacher. And I think it was Miss O'Donnell. No, it was Miss Okowski. That was her name. So she's actually my fourth grade teacher. So she actually asked us this in fourth grade after we watched the speech and learned about Dr. King. She said, "Do you ever think that dream can become a reality?" And we wrote our papers or anything like that. And as I sit down and I think today and reflect on everything in the state of the world, people right now are very scared and angry, and we see it even apparently violent. Nobody is perfect, but we're working on it, you know? And I think one of the problems that we run into is that we as people keep going to extremes. So you have people now, for example, that are doing movements, and they if you're not shouting at the rooftops that same thing, but you could be just staying out of it for any reason, they swarm you. Or if it's the other side, it's kind of the same thing. Like we have people that right now are doing very aggressive absolutions to try to fix things, and that's not the way to be, in my opinion, because aggression a lot of times for a lot of people, if you start to really push them, it actually makes them go the other way. And the reason why I started thinking about this is because I watched a few of his interviews and speeches today where he spoke about people being with peace and unity and and basically just unity, like accepting people for who they are and what they do, and we really don't. We're very forceful about which side we believe in, especially right now. There's not a lot of unity no matter how you slice it. And there's just a lot going on. And so many people in all walks of life right now, even if they came together for equal rights, and then you get that lunatic fringe that goes nuts and takes it too far. And it's just sad to see it. You look back and you watch the civil rights movement and the things that happened back then, and it's truly a sight to behold. The things that these people went through, from the attacks with dogs and the water, and the police and the beatings, and they were just protesting, and it's wild. And when you really see where we have come and the legacy that this man has left behind, it's truly remarkable. His fight and his belief was to really try to make a difference. His story is inspirational and uplifting. And I think even if everybody just takes a minute, take a step back and reflect on your own experiences, just what you're going with, what you're dealing with. And I've approached this in my thoughts a little differently. Like, life is really getting us right now, you know? And life right now, in a lot of aspects, is telling us no. And I feel like we have to push on and just think of the times you've been told no, and you just need to push on. Life right now is something that's really pushing against us, and we have to navigate and work through it. A lot of us are really dealing with things right now. And if you think about it, I think the reason why his plight stands out, like, so I saw back in like some polls and different things, but one of them, was like in 1967, he was considered one of the most hated men in the US. This man of peace and unity and change, and who gave and sacrificed, made the ultimate sacrifice, to be for real, to achieve a dream that hasn't come true yet, but still found victory in how far we've come and how much we live today. Not perfect, but always trying to be better. One of the things that we always run into, I think people forget about, is human nature. People find reasons to not like something, or right to hate someone or something, and it's just how it is. But that acceptance, that we could accept everyone's differences without being so hardcore, and also less ridiculousness, I think we could go through it. But I think right now, the way he's impacting me this time around when I'm thinking about him, is to see how the trials and tribulations of what he went up against and what was against him and those who followed him. But they kept being able to go on to for a better tomorrow or a brighter future. So I think this year, let's celebrate that we made it through 2020 and fight to take life back in 2021, to get things back in order. Just as Dr. King did when he was faced with hell, he just kept going. He may have stumbled, he may have fallen, but he always got up, and so did everyone else that was with him, and kept pushing forward for a brighter tomorrow. So I say, find your goal, make sure it's a positive one, and keep going strong, and go until you're out of the swamp of despair and you make it to your promised land, whatever that is, whether it's a house, or you want to get in shape, or you want to write that book, or shoot that movie, or write that script, wherever it is. You do everything you can to be free from that nightmare, and you do what you can to be free at last. I hope everyone enjoys and has a happy Martin Luther King Day. and use this time to reflect on who that man is, and just maybe this different approach of the persecutions that we're dealing with life, and see if we can make it better. This is Geek Protagonist. You stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real, and I'll see you.